The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa is your source for all your detailing needs, specializing in cars, boats, motorcycles, and much more. Call us today at 712-330-4260 to schedule your appointment, or visit us at 1709 P Avenue in Milford. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa. We take pride in your ride.
I'm joined right now by Wyndham Senior Gracie Bucher, our Athlete of the Week this week. Congratulations, Gracie. This season has been very interesting for you guys. Tell me about just the process of getting ready for the season. You didn't know exactly what you guys were going to be able to do. You didn't know, well, last year, of course, you missed track season. How was the preparation for this season for you?
I guess going back to last track season, I still was doing the workouts and things. I was still hoping we have it, and then once I found out we weren't, I guess I just assumed we have a cross country season because of that it's outside and all of those things. So over the summer, I just kept training like we have a season, and like coaches said, like keep working towards this until we know that it's not a possibility. And I guess it really just paid off, like keeping my head on that we were gonna have it. So yeah.
And of course, the season has been very different this year because you're running against a maximum of 3 teams at a time. The conference meet was the first meet that you guys ran in where they combined the scores from multiple waves of runners. How challenging was the conference meet knowing that you weren't running at the same time as the Laverne girls?
Well, I guess going in, like coaches had already told us that Laverne had a perfect score and like what their times were. So Kaylee and I really just like established before the race that we were gonna push each other and try and break up that perfect score. I guess we really just use each other and like going off of our paces. And I think she's really good at being like tracking her own pace and her own effort. And so like we kind of like I kick off of that, and I guess we weren't really worried about meshing with our crowd, with our team. We kind of always seem to be focused on like running our own races. So I mean, it was kind of difficult, but that's kind of how it's been the whole season. So it wasn't too bad.
I'm not familiar with the course around the Redwood School. Tell me what that was like.
I actually love that course. Probably my favorite that I've ran in the past 6 years of cross country. It's really flat. I don't think there's like a single hill. Maybe just a tiny little incline slope, but it was nothing. It's like 2 big laps. You start kind of on the little slope that I would talk about, and then there's a curve, and you do this huge lap like around trees and back behind like a bunch of like fieldy type things, and it's just like 2 huge laps with like a little bit of in between things to add on mileage. But really flat overall.
This season, you coming through your career, you've always been able to work with Jaden. I know the 2 of you have run a lot over the last 6 years, but there have been times where you haven't had enough girls to field a full team. This year, you guys started out, running incomplete, but then those young girls came up, and especially Kaylee has been a girl that has been able to push you. How valuable has that been for you this year?
It's amazing, honestly, because like you said, for the past like 2, 3 years, we've been incomplete throughout the season. So like having those girls come over from volleyball, and like Kaylee in particular, like she did not know she had that untapped talent in running, and now she loves it. And I think it's like really cool that I got to have that like pusher, because when I was in 8th grade, I had Christiana, and I really used her, and I think she used me as well. And like I never really noticed the difference between like what your training does. Like last year you said I ran with Jaden, and this year having Kaylee, like she is like it's just
And with Kaylee and the two Salmons girls, you guys have been able to be very competitive and place second as a team in the conference. And obviously Laverne is a pretty solid team, but to finish second in the conference as a team, that's got to feel really nice for your senior year.
Yeah, it was really cool. I can't say I was expecting that at all. I'm not sure where we've been in the past couple years, but I just remember when I was a lot younger and the boys won the conference meet, and it was like a really big deal. So the fact that we were that close to doing that it's really cool.
Tomorrow you head over to Laverne for the section meet. It's going to feel a lot different for a section meet than previous years. You're not running head to head against Laverne or MCC. What's the challenge for you for tomorrow, knowing that the race front runners aren't in the same wave as you?
I guess I'm just gonna approach it like I have in the last conference meet. Kaylee and I will just push each other, and my main focus for tomorrow is that it's my last high school cross country meet. So I'm just gonna be racing against the clock, going out on what my mile and my 2 mile splits are, and hopefully that pushing mentally and physically through that will get me on top.
And of course, this year there isn't a state meet. How disappointing is that, for your senior year, knowing that you're not going to have a state meet to end the season at?
I guess it's a little disappointing, but I'm also just really happy with how fortunate we were to have all of our meets. It never got canceled due to Corona or anything like that. I mean, it would have really been nice to get that third state meet in, because state is really a super cool experience. Especially because Kaylee most likely would have gone too, and that would have been cool to bring another girl up to the state meet. But I guess I'm pretty happy with how the season's gone, even without having a state meet. I guess now I can look back and really get this question, because 6 years later here we are. But I'm gonna go with 8th grade in Laverne, because every time I go there, I still just can just feel that whole dilemma and everything that happened there. I guess it might be a little weird, but in my lifetime wellness class I'm taking, we made a playlist that gives us positive and encouraging and happy vibes or whatever. So I really like old country music. Definitely Laverne and MCC, team-wise and individually. I'd say kind of quirky and just making jokes all the time, but also relatable, maybe. I would say taking my dogs on walks, going hiking, sometimes reading, that kind of thing, I guess.
And of course, you're a senior this year. Have you started looking at colleges?
Yes, I have. I still plan to do a lot of visits, but I think I'm in between Augustana in Sioux Falls and the University of Sioux Falls.
Well, that should be all we need. Congratulations on an all-conference finish last week, and best of luck at sections tomorrow.
Thank you.
A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa is your source for all your detailing needs, specializing in cars, boats, motorcycles, and much more. Call us today at 712-330-4260 to schedule your appointment, or visit us at 1709 P Avenue in Milford. A1 Detailing of Milford, Iowa. We take pride in your ride.